Hello, all you lovely people out there. Today's video it's about kids. It's actually about all our ex-husbands or wives, or are they our ex or are they parents of our kids? This is a subject that I really also like to talk about, just because I went once through this period of thinking that the father of my kids is actually my ex-husband. And the day when I left, when we separated, and the day when I found the small apartment where I lived with my kids, we had a shared custody. But what did that mean at the time and how it went at the time? It wasn't really making anyone happy. So, and I did have a lot of different thoughts of, was I supposed to stay because of the kids? And is that only excuse, or it's something that really is actually valid? Because we often have excuses that they're actually valid excuses, but they are still excuses. And in life, I think we should all learn that there is no excuses. We don't do our best. We do all that it takes to make our life better and the better life of people around us as well. So talking about our exes, I would like really to ask all of you that if you can start talking about these people like the parents of your kids. The thing you have to understand that kids see them differently. Kids see your ex like father or mother. They don't see them like we see them. And somehow we all talk about who is number one in our life. And we all say, oh, well, it's our kids, right? When it comes to divorce, when it comes to these things, suddenly the kids are still the most important, and we find excuses that we do the things because of our kids. But if we look closer, do we do that because of the kids, or we actually do that so our ego is fed? There is one thing that we all should learn also, that what are our expectations from our ex or from the parent of our kid is what creates the situation in the future. The moment that we separate, we often talk about them like, oh, they are this, they are that. We use very bad words. There is very bad emotion we create about these people. And we don't really think how kids are affected by that. We often say, oh, when they are there, this or this happened. When they are at my place, they are better. The thing that we have to understand, if we expect that they will always have bad experience going to their father or mother, this is what we're gonna attract more in our life. The moment when I start loving and actually sending love and trying to love the father of my kids, it was the moment when everything changed for us in both lives actually. And somehow I think that I changed him in the meaning of he grew out of that anger and pain obviously that he had and everything into a completely different person. And I started one day responding to every single message that he was sending to me with love. And he actually thought that I'm going completely crazy at one point. But the thing is that every message he would send me, every email he would send me, every time we would talk, whatever was coming from his side, the only response coming from me was, let's look into that with the eyes of love. And at the very beginning, it was hard because he wasn't really like understanding it. He even thought that I'm going completely crazy. Well, the thing was that sooner than later he started to behave completely different. And you guys have to understand that the moment you decided to divorce and that thing happened, it's the moment that you have to accept your life and actually think that this is the best thing happened for you. Because if it worked, then you would stay together. And you not being in a relationship with that person anymore means that something didn't work. So you cannot expect now in this situation, when it's actually even worse, everybody's hurt, everybody's having like some anger inside and like hate and stuff. It's not going to work. It's going to be even harder to make that work. The only way you can win the war is with the peace. So you have to make this situation peaceful. You have to stop thinking about divorce as a war, and you have to understand what is the best thing for your kid at that time. Did you respect and love their father or mother? This is the way that you're going to show your kid that they also have to respect them, and they might actually behave better in the house where you think that they are not actually behaving, because when they come over to your place, suddenly they're misbehaving. Well, you showing very big amount of respect to their father or mother is going to also show them that they have to show to them exactly the same kind of respect. So it is not easy to love the person you're just separated from, but you have to start again going back to that new story. Tell yourself, tell everybody around you how that person is the parent of your kid. Your kid look at them as a parent, and how long ago, or not that long ago, you were madly in love with that person, or you were like that person was the center of your universe, and then the kids came. So suddenly what happened? We start focusing on the sides that we don't like. Some people call that the bad sides. And trust me, all these sides were there all along. You just didn't pay attention to them. Why? Because you were in love. And when you were in love, you were paying attention to the good things. And whatever was happening that you didn't like, or you were thinking it's going to change, or like, oh, it doesn't matter, I love him, so you don't see that way. How suddenly that person becomes like so different from just a couple of months ago. People never change that much. It's our perspective towards them that change, and this is why our opinion change. I was one of the persons also who went through that kind of divorce and not having any money. I was blaming him for like being now separated, and I don't have money, he doesn't have money, like we couldn't afford so much stuff for the kids. So there was a moment that we were both hurt, and I started to understand that when the other person behaves like that, you have to understand they are in need of love, of understanding, of security. Regardless if it's a mother or a father, the moment you stay alone with your kids, there is a huge amount of insecurity that you're feeling. So that actually is a huge cause of the behavior. If you just step back and understand, wait, that person is behaving like that just because he's really insecure, or they really need love in their life. They really need some attention. They need some help desperately, and they are not seeing the end, like the tunnel. They don't see the light at the end. So looking from that perspective, I was using a very simple meditation that helped me tremendously in this moment. And I'm going to let you know how I did it. I would sit down at home and I would close my eyes, and you can all do that with me right now. And I would wait in my room and imagining that person who I'm actually in a fight with is knocking at the door. And I would go to open the door, of course, like in a very, very like in anger. And then the moment I opened the door, I would imagine that I move behind the chair and I sit there and I let love, in a version of whatever I was imagining, in a big heart, going to that person. And I would literally let love deal with the situation. You can try that, and I'm telling you, you don't have again to trust me, but try this exercise. Close your eyes, imagine that you move on the side, you move in the back, you sit down, and see what is love going to do with that person. What love always does. The love is gonna hug, understand, listen to whatever that person have to say. Love's gonna give loving words. Love's gonna give loving warm energy. And look into your small meditation how entire energy around you is going to change. Very often in this situation, I would actually really wanted to just stand up and hug that person. And this is the moment where you have to understand that that person is just a person like you. And this is the moment where this person is in exactly the same need like you are, and this is the reason why they behave like that. And that was the moment when I realized that from that day on, I'm going to do that exercise every single day until I don't have the perfect relation with that person, not because of the kids, because of myself. Because when we get divorced, there is a big failure that we are feeling very often. And we are, every time we think about that person, it gets attached to that feeling of failure. And this is where we actually even hate that person more, because we see him or her as a cause of our failure in our life. And it's very normal. You build something, you put everything into that relation. Doesn't matter why it didn't work. It did not work. The universe had a different plan for you. And if you just imagine that there is something better waiting for you, all perspective on that situation is going to change. So try doing the exercise, and you're going to see slowly how that person is actually exactly the same like you are. And they are not idiots and misbehavior, and they are like this, misbehaved and this and that. They are just like you are. And that was the moment for me where I realized that I'm going to make a peace, because I want that every time I think about that person, I want to feel good. I want to feel like I'm just sending love to him. I want to feel like there is like that I want nothing but happiness in his life. That I want him to be happy the same way that I want myself to be happy. So please understand that every day I say to myself, whatever I wish for you, I want that happened to me. So imagine that everything that you wish for somebody else, it's going to actually show in your life like your own experience. What are the things you would wish for another person if you know that this is what's happening? And it is what's happening. So in the situations like that, understand and do what love does. Send love. Eventually that person will start to change. And it might never change the way that you want, because it's like the difference that actually separated you. But it might even change the way that you really want it, and you might even get back with that person. I'm the happiest person today because the guy that is a father of my kids is in love and have a great relationship, and I cannot be happier. I actually really am grateful for that person he's with. I think she's amazing. She accepts our kids. She takes care of him, and this is really something that you have to wish for, happiness for that person. Because if he cannot be with you, we often think, I don't want to see him or her with anybody else because he cannot be with me. Why would he be with anyone else? Well, you know what? You're actually doing only like that to yourself, because universe hears that. Universe actually feels what you feel. Universe feels the vibration that you're sending out. Universe doesn't know you talk about him or her. They only feel what you feel right now, and it's actually mirroring back at you. So now that it's a Christmas time, that it's a holiday, regardless if you just got divorced or you actually did for a long time, but you just can't seem to like his family or her family, accept that situation. Send love to all of them. And then people often say, oh, their family hate me now, and I'm... Well, of course, the people don't know what you know. Show them that you know better. Show them that you are the one who's sending them love, and it's going to help them. Even if your ex is having addiction to different things, even if they are whatever case that it is, sending them love, believing that they are actually good, will do a much bigger favor to them than if you actually just think who they are and how they were. You're going to just recreate all that circle again. For the difference, if you think different about them, you're going to see the thing's going to change. So send kids to their fathers or mothers, because this is what they need in life. They don't call them ex-husband or ex-wife. They call them my mom or my dad. And this is what you want them to call them. So us saying, oh, I won't put kids first, but then on the other side, to your kid, constantly you talk bad about their father or mother. How's that putting the kids first? You want them to grow up in a people who's going to respect their partner one day. You want them to grow up in a people who will respect other people. Well, how about you give them example that you are showing respect towards everybody? This is going to set the perfect example for them, wouldn't that? So your ex is actually a parent of your kid. Better you treat them, better reflection on your life that's going to have, and send them out to their fathers and mothers. If you step back and think, what is the best thing for their kids? It's to see the parents. Even if the father or mother are, as I said, have any kind of big problems that you think they have, the kids don't see that way. They see them, I want to be with my mom or my dad. You have to show them that the other parent is the parent who also loves them. And you create that entire new story for them. I don't know if you guys ever saw the movie C'est la vie, but you have to be that kind of parent who in the middle of the war, in the middle of disaster, show to their kids how the life is beautiful. You are the only one who can do that. Don't expect somebody else to do that. You be the one. Show them that the love is what they should be. And then you're going to see the big difference it's going to make in your life and in everyone else's life. And then you're going to get the partner that you actually really think you deserve better, but the one who is perfect for you. And you're going to see how life can be just amazing. And like, we now celebrate Christmases and birthdays and everything together. And we actually are like having like suppers together. We go over to each other's place. We enjoy each other's company. And this is only because we decided to do that, not because suddenly I changed or he changed or somebody else changed. We created different vibration of energy around us. And maybe I started it, but who cares who started it? Be the one who's going to start that. And the universe will respond. Life will give you back. But do that again. I'm saying, like, I'm going to make one video about like how I actually can do this all and these desires to come out to like, to be true. Like, it's come from the point of not needing that to happen. I'm going to explain that next time how we can do that. But for now, the Christmas time is coming. The holidays are coming. Send your kids to their parents. This is all they want. So be like strong and straight to your words. What do you want? You want best for the kids, so do that. Let them spend the holidays with the other parent as well. Let them see them on the weekends. Talk the best you can talk about your ex-husband, their father, your ex-wife, their mother. Talk the best you can and see how your kid's gonna appreciate that one day, and they're gonna say, wow, my mom or my dad are really good people. They talk about them. They're going to start talking good about you, you'll see. But you have to test it. You have to try it and don't give up. It's going to happen. It might take some time, again, like the seed that we put in the soil. It might take some time, but it's going to be worth it, trust me. Life is beautiful. If we know how to live it, it is amazing. So, people, have a great days, have a great weekend, have amazing time together, celebrate love, celebrate life, and I can't wait to actually talk to you again and make another video about how my desires are coming true and how I should actually create my desires so it doesn't stay just desire in the air, it actually come to life. So enjoy your day and be loved.